All right, so I'm going to go over the retest that I'll be giving on Monday. So the first question here says the expression negative 16t squared plus 1800 models the height of an object t seconds after it has been dropped from a height of 1800 feet. Find the height of an object after falling for 4.8 seconds. Well, 4.8 seconds represents my t. So all I'm going to do is plug in 4.8 right here for t. So it'll be negative 16 times 4.8 squared plus 1800. Now from this point you can plug it into the calculator and then you would find your answer. Okay, next question. Next question asks you to simplify by combining like terms. So in order to simplify, first thing I need to do is I see parentheses, so I must distribute. So negative 3 times negative 4y is equivalent to 12y, and negative 3 times positive 3 is negative 9 plus 7y. Just bring it over. And now I need to combine like terms. So here I have a 12y plus 7y, which is equivalent to 19y, and there's nothing to combine with a minus 9, so then that would be my answer. Okay. The next question says solve the equation. So for number 3, in order to solve these, I first need to, step 1 is to distribute, which there is nothing to distribute, there's no parentheses. So second step is to combine like terms. But I notice my like terms, my y's, are on opposite sides. So I need to move one over. So in order to move one over, I'm going to rewrite it. In order to move one over, I need to do the opposite. So I'm going to minus 2y. So now I've got 3 minus 2 is 1y plus 20 equals 3. And now I get to move the 20 to the other side with the 3. So then now I have y equals, and 3 minus 20 is negative 17. Okay. Next one, number 4. This one's solving problem, but this is absolute value. So with absolute value, in order to solve it, I first need to move anything on the outside, which I need to move the 3 and the minus 7. I'm going to move the minus 7. So I'm going to rewrite it over here first. I'm going to add 7 over. So I got 3, absolute value of 3x plus 4 equals 5 plus 7 is 12. Okay, now this 3. Instead of multiplying like I did up here, because this is bars, I have to divide to the other side. So now I have the absolute value of 3x plus 4 is equal to 12 divided by 3, which is 4. All right, now that it's all by itself, the bars, we have to split it. So we have to split it to 3x plus 4 equal 4, and 3x plus 4 equals negative 4. Now I'm going to get two answers because I'm going to subtract 4. So 3x equals 4 minus 4 is 0. Divided by 3, x equals 0 is one of my answers. Subtract 4 on this side, but I get a different answer this time. Negative 4 minus 4 is negative 8. Divided by 3, and I can't, so it's just a fraction. Negative 8 over 3. So 0 and negative 8 over 3 would be my answer. Okay. All right. Next one is number 5. Number 5, same as number 4, except that I don't need to move anything. I can go ahead and just split it. So I'm going to split it right here. 3x plus 5 equal positive 1. 3x plus 5 equals negative 1. Subtract 5 to the other side. 3x equals negative 4. Divided by 3. X equals negative 4/3. Here, subtract 5. But negative 1 minus 5 is negative 6. Divided by 3. And I get x equal negative 2. So my answer would be negative 4/3 and negative 2. Which, if you're looking at the answer choices, I'm not actually picking them out, but you would have to reduce negative 4 over 3, and you actually get negative 1 and 1/3. Okay. All right, number 6. To solve number 6, I would do it similar to what I was doing here with number 3. I want to distribute, combine like terms, or any of that stuff, but we don't need to distribute. There's no parentheses. And the like terms is the 2 and the 8, so I need to move the 2 to the other side. So now I've got 2k is less than or equal to 6, because 8 minus 2 is 6. Divide by 2. Now I have to remember that rule. If I divide by a negative, I flip it, which I did not divide by negative, so I do not flip. 6 divided by 2 is 3. So I'm looking for the answer that's k is less than or equal to 3. Now if I graph that, I would have 3 on my number line. It'd be a closed circle because it has the line right here. And then numbers that are less than 3. That would be to the left. So then my answer would have to be C. Okay. All right, number 7. Number 7 is similar to 6, except I have to solve the problem twice. There's 2 problems to it. So the first one, 4x minus 5 is less than negative 17. Let's add 5, and I get 4x is less than negative 12. Divide by 4, I get x is less than negative 3 for one of my answers. And then the other one, 5x plus 6 is greater than 31. Minus 6 to the other side. 5x is greater than 25. Divide by 5. X is greater than 5. So I'm looking for the answer that is less than negative 3 and greater than 5. And both of them would be open circles. So it looks like A. All right, number 8's a little different. It's 2 problems, but it looks like 1. Okay, so for this problem, I had y'all draw the walls because there's 2 inequality symbols. Now I want to get x by itself. So first I'm going to have to add 4. But when I add 4, I add it to both sides of the wall. So 4 minus 2, that's 2, less than or equal to 2x is left in the middle, less than 4 plus 4 is 8. Now to get x by itself, I need to divide everything by 2. So 2 divided by 2 is 1, less than or equal to x, less than 8 divided by 2 is 4. So I'm looking for an answer that's between 1 and 4, but one of them is going to be closed, the other is going to be open. So then the answer is B here. All right, for number 9, it says f of x is equal to 5x plus 1. Find f of negative 4. Well, if I notice, it replaced the x. So I'm going to replace x with negative 4. 5 times negative 4 is negative 20. Negative 20 plus 1, negative 19. Okay. All right, number 10. The formula for this problem, because it wants you to write an absolute value inequality, so it was x minus c is equal to r was the formula I gave y'all, and c was the central, r is the range. So I have to read the problem. When Spears R Us ships bags of golf balls, the number of balls in each bag must be within 6 balls of 300. So I got to figure out which one's the central, which one's the range. Well, within 6 balls, that is my range. This must be my central. So then it has to be x minus 300, and then the r is 6. Now, of course, I won't use the equal sign. It has to be within, so it must be less than or equal to 6. So out of that, that would be C or D. But now I've got to actually find an acceptable number of golf balls. So if it has to be within 6 balls of 300, that could be 300 plus 6, which is 306, or 300 minus 6, which is 294. So the answer has to be D. Okay. All right, number 11 or 12, this was the KISS method we talked about. So same thing as before, nothing can be on the outside, which there isn't. So for this one, it's KISS. So we keep it, 2x plus 10 is less than 26. But then the second one, we switch both. And I'm running out of room, I'm sorry. I switched the symbol to symbol and I change it to a negative. So now I'm ready to solve. Subtract 10. 2x is less than 16. Divide by 2. X is less than 8. Subtract 10 on this one. And since it's negative 26 minus 10 is negative 36. Divide that in half. And I get x is greater than negative 18. So I'm looking for an answer that x is less than 8 and x is greater than negative 18. So let me see. Let's see. Negative 18 would be on the left. 8 would be on the right on a number line. So open circles because they're not equal to. Less than 8 would be to the left. Greater than negative 18 would be to the right. So I'm looking for the one that meets in the middle, which happens to look like either A or B, but the correct one is B because this says that negative 18 is bigger. That's not true. Negative 18 is definitely not bigger than 8, so it would have to be B. All right, I'm going to do the same thing for number 12. I'm going to keep it. And then I'm going to switch. So that's the KISS acronym. Keep it, switch. So I switched both these. Okay, subtract 3 to solve it. 2x is greater than 16 divided by 2. X must be greater than 8. Subtract 3 on this one. Let's see, that's going to be negative 22 divided by 2. X is less than or equal to negative 11. So if I draw a number line, 8 would be on the left, negative 11 would be on the right. 8 would be open circle, but negative 11 would be closed because of this line right here, closed circle. Numbers greater than 8. would be to the left, or I'm sorry, to the right, and x numbers less than negative 11 would be to the left. So I'm looking for this graph here, which looks like it to be either one of these. Oh, I made a mistake. I forgot my line. So it should be a closed circle. So here should have been a line underneath. So that should have been a closed circle. So then the answer should be greater than C. All right, number 13 is a composition. It's giving you two functions. It says find f, g of x, and g f of x. All this is saying is take one and plug it into the other. So I'm going to take this one and plug it in for x. So now I've got 4 times, oops, not times, 4 plus 5 times 2x minus 1. So I distribute. So I get 4 plus 10x minus 5. And then 4 minus 5 is negative 1. So I get 10x minus 1 for one answer. And now this one wants you to go the other way. So now I'm going to take this answer and plug it into that one. So it would be 2 parentheses, because I'm about to plug in for x, 4 plus 5x. And then the minus 1 in the back. So distribute again. 8 plus 10x minus 1. Well, 8 minus 1 is 7 plus 10x. So then this would be my answer, 10x minus 1, which is this one. And then 7 plus 10x is the same thing as 10x plus 7. Okay. All right, so the next one says graph negative 4x squared minus 2, and it's inverse. So I actually don't have a calculator to show you how to do this, but you would graph this in the calculator, and then you would go to the table. When you go to the table, it's going to have some points on there. Pick a couple of them. So I do know that 0, negative 2 would be on that table. That means if I were to find the inverse, I need to find a graph that has negative 2, 0. So then all of these actually have negative 2, 0. So then I would need to get another point. And let me see, let me think about it. Let me do 1. That's going to be negative 4 minus 2, negative 6. Okay, so another answer would be 1, negative 6. Again, you just plug this in, y equal, and then go to table. All right, if I switch this, it would be negative 6, 1. So then I'm going to find the graph that has negative 6, 1. And it looks like this one might, and this one might. So it's out of these two, and actually this would be the correct one, because if you graph this problem here, this would be the correct graph. Okay. All right. Last one, number 15. Again, I can't really show you this one, but I can tell you the steps. This one is wanting you to graph the set of data and decide whether a linear model is reasonable, and to draw and write its equation. This is all under the stat button. So first you hit stat, then you go to edit. In L1, you're going to type in all the x's. L2, you're going to type in all the y's. So all the x's, all of these numbers, and then all the y's in L2. So you're just going to create the table. Then you go back to stat, but this time go to calc, number 4. And then once you do that, you're going to calculate the answer, and you'll be able to pick your answer from there. Okay, that is all.